come out. I'm doing a live for this. Just wanted to come out and just finally come out and talk about this. Well, these people. Um, because I was friends with these people at a certain. Well, I wouldn't say friends. I was cool with these people for a while, and then pretty much uh, stuff happened. Um, but wanted to get into this real quick and start this. I mother of God, please don't affiliate with. Only reason why I'm doing this is because every now and then I get tagged in comments or there are videos made about me. My name pops up, and I'm pretty much just clearing this up, clearing up who I am, what I do, and to say a lot of other stuff. I don't have a notepad in front of me. I'm basically just going off of the top of my brain. So if you hear like ums and all this other stuff, whatever. But so what was it? Who am I going to say first? And I am name dropping, so I am saying this. So I don't affiliate. I said this a long time ago when stuff happened and people are still here from that person's channel. But please don't affiliate me with Shawna from Change is Coming and now Change is Coming Soon. And please don't affiliate me with Daughter of Yahweh. I guess basically I'm gonna talk about Daughter of Yahweh first, and then I'm gonna talk about Shawna from Change is Coming. Um, well, both of them are false prophets, so whatever. But the first one, Daughter of Yahweh, I was still talking to her even after that whole thing happened between her and Shawna from Change is Coming Soon, which I'll get into that later. But I was cool with her. I was on edge about her. But then all of a sudden, as of actually a couple weeks, it was in August. She came out with the video saying that what's going around is not the mark of the beast and whatnot, and she was basically compromising her faith. And so I unfollowed her, blocked her, and she basically doubled down on that. She had like 2 videos, and I think she has a community post, and it's not changing her mind at all whatsoever. In which case, it's funny she actually did do that, because when I was talking to her on TikTok, she was just watching a movie, then she decides to make a video about that. What else was there? So there's that. And then there's also the fact that I'm thinking, so that's why I'm looking up, and I'm also narcoleptic. But basically, there's that. And another thing is, I didn't really personally say her name, but it's just like, she compromised her faith and what she believed in, all because people she knew kept dying from like the mark of the beast or whatever the case is. Don't really. Well, I do know, but I can't really sum up everything for you in this video. But don't follow those people. Don't follow these people. I got more stuff on Shawna from Change is Coming, but don't follow these people. Once an individual sits there and says that, no, this isn't it, who am I to condemn people, or whatever the case it is, they're compromising their faith, and they're screwed, and they're hopeless. Now, whatever happens to them, I don't know. I'm not God. I quite frankly don't care. But I am sitting over here telling you that whenever you hear somebody come out and say that this isn't the mark of the beast or it's a precursor, just block them, unfollow them, and whatever useful advice that you got that resonated with you, take that advice, run with it, and pretty much that's it. Now, yeah, that, and then I also mentioned in the previous video, I sat there and I said, what else would cause this zombie apocalypse? The zombies aren't just going to come from the planet Mars or Neptune. They're not going to start flying randomly out of nowhere. This is it. This is it. And if you know somebody that's taking this stuff or whatever the case it is, that's it. That's it. They made their decision. That's it. They're still human for now, but pretty much, they're just headed straight to hell. So that she couldn't deal with the fact that had happened, and she used to be friends with just to put all the stuff together. She used to be friends with Shawna from Change is Coming until she started saying hateful words and all this other stuff. But want to get into this lady because it's about 5 minutes now into this video, and I'm going to just drop everything for people to quit affiliating me with her and my name to stop popping up because I don't get comments and stuff on my business page on Instagram, but I do see stuff on YouTube or people reply to old comments and stuff that I've made. And I would just want to come out and sit here and just tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So, what was it? I can only say what I know about this person, how long I've been following this person. I quit following them actually last year. So I was following them for like since 2019 to like 2021. So for like maybe like 3 years. My memory's not that great. But point is, I don't know who this Save 22 guy is because I read comments and stuff. I don't know who that is. Don't care to know who that is. That guy already gives me bad vibes. But don't know who that is. But I do want to sit here and say that when I actually did get involved with her page, it was like 2019 or 2020. And then pretty much that's when she started talking about the shift change and all this other stuff, which is from God, and that's going to happen. And she introduced me to like a lot of stuff. 90% of what she says is actually God has told me about it. And before I even came on her channel, I was in a cult. I was already doing like I was in a cult. I had this on my testimony. I was in a cult. I was already studying this stuff since I was 15, and I stopped when I was like 21, 22. So basically, almost everything that's almost on her page, 90% of it, I would say like a good, 90% of it, I already knew before I came on her page. So that, but now I pretty much just wanted to sit out here and come out and say all this stuff because I used to mention her name in my video, but now like I've pretty much like I'm done. This isn't some hit piece on her. This isn't me getting back at her for whatever reason. Like, nah, bro. Somebody sent me something from her page or whatever the case it is, and I was gonna say this stuff regardless, but now it just finalizes it. So, what was it? That was like 2019, 20. I don't know. A long time ago. I'm just saying a long time ago. Don't know if it's 2019 or 20 or whatever. I know it's not 21, but Shorty is not Shorty, but Shawna from Change is Coming is a false prophet. She posted up something as of recently, basically saying something that, what was it? It was something about how the shift change and the rapture and the 144,000 are for a future generation. And she said that on her community post, and I screenshot it in case she decides to delete it, because she has deleted the stuff that she had on me or whatever the case it is. But I'm going to sit here and explain all this, because this stuff, like, that doesn't resonate with me. There is no future generation. I don't even know if I can actually even say these words, but Agenda 21 is real. It is real. Their plan is to kill us all off by the year 2030. The way things are going, I highly doubt that it's going to be, it's 2022, 8 years from now. I highly doubt that. But whatever. There is no future generation, bro. There is no future generation where the rapture is going to happen or the 144,000 and the shift change and all this other stuff. There is no future generation. Maybe like, if you're like in high school or something, or like you're like already 19 or 20, because the generation is 20 every 20, 25 years. But my point is that I'm also not saying this stuff isn't going to happen. Like, no. But this stuff right now that is going on, from the 3 things I just listed, this stuff is going to happen in our lifetime, and we are going to see all this. I don't know why she randomly posted on her. It's another thing that this is how you know somebody's a false prophet. But there's this. I don't know why she decided to post that community post, because somebody that I talked to on the phone, they blocked her. But what she said was that's a straight up lie. That's a straight up lie. I can't sit here and tell you that now, because all the stuff that I've been saying, I have like almost 200 videos that other people have been saying about zombies, the shift change, people getting superpowers. I had a superpower dream today. I had one the day before all of that. This stuff is going to happen in our lifetime. So for an individual to sit here and say that this is not going to happen in our lifetime, basically you're saying that everything that is going on, I used to follow this person, so I don't know where the stuff is coming from, and I really honestly don't care. But everything that basically that is going on. You're saying that all this stuff that these people are doing, it isn't the stuff that people are taking isn't the mark of the beast. You're saying that zombies aren't going to pop out. You're saying that Jesus isn't coming anytime soon. You're saying a lot of stuff. And you're also saying that the New World Order isn't around the corner, which all of these things are a lie. These things are going to happen in our lifetime. Now, if you die or whatever the case it is, you get resurrected, bring back to life, whatever the case it is, whatever, that stuff happens. But bro, I got a real problem with that. And I was talking to somebody on the phone. There's like a lot of other stuff too. So you're sitting over here saying stuff like, these articles and stuff aren't like the stuff that's going on that everybody was saying that this stuff is a precursor, it's true. And that's a lie. There's no such thing as a precursor in the Bible. Maybe in the Old Testament, when Moses basically put out plagues and stuff with the Pharaoh, and and that's pretty much it. And then the stuff in Revelations is pretty much just a warning. Well, I wouldn't even say a warning. Stuff that's going to happen, which has already happened. Well, most of it. But had a problem with that. The same individual sat here and told me basically that her youngest daughter has not her oldest daughter, but her youngest daughter has a video of her saying that you can be unfit, you can be raptured, but you can be unfit to be raptured. So if you get raptured, you can be when God. I'll explain this. So basically, her youngest daughter listened to this video with her youngest daughter, Cypher Noah, and in her video, and I'm saying this because this individual I talked to said that it didn't sit right in my spirit. If something doesn't sit right in your spirit, that means because it's probably bullcrap, to be real. She said something about how these atheists were pretending to be Christian and they were telling people to get saved or whatever the case it is. And basically, these atheist people got raptured. They got raptured. God took them to heaven. And then since they didn't have all the garments and whatnot, God sent them back down to earth. Bro, that is a straight up lie. That is, mother of God, this is already pissing me off. That's a straight up lie. You're making it sound like God is human. God is not human. He came in the form of a man, whatever the case is. But God is not does not have the thought process of a human being. God, that's not God. So for God to sit here and just rapture a bunch of atheists that are pretending to be Christian, and he's saying, whoops, you guys aren't supposed to be here, and just sends them back down. That makes no sense. That's a lie. That makes absolutely no sense. And then obviously she doubled down on it from what her daughter was saying. But that's not from God, bro. You either, when the rapture happens, God knows, he seals people and he knows. He doesn't seal people that are faking it to make it. Nah, bro. God is God. He knows the people that are going to follow him until the end of time. And, obviously excluding the dead, to people that give their life to Jesus, they mean it, and they aren't lukewarm. That's what the whole seal of God means. Forgot, and then, obviously, I've had dreams of basically when we get bombed or whatever, we get raptured away. I don't know if that's going to happen or whatever the case is. Not saying that's going to happen. But, in the situation, if something like that were to happen, it's and then God just randomly, he makes a mistake and he picks off atheist people. What is the point of basically all these zombies, these demons, these robots, these hybrids, all this other stuff? What is the point of this stuff even happening to people that don't believe in God, worship the devil, and choose to follow this world and to sell their soul? What is the point of that? There's absolutely no point. So that irritated me, and that's actually just a false doctrine. I don't know about. I grew up in church. I was never really introduced to the whole soulmates in heaven or whatever the case it is. I'm not going to sit here and try and debunk it because I've never heard of that. And I'm not going to try and debunk it. I don't know, because I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm not going to talk about that. Even though there's a lady that debunked that in an hour-long video. But I don't know. There's that. What else is there? Then there's and I'm going to get to me in a second. To why this lady actually really is a false prophet, because I'm over it. There's that. Then there's actually the fact of, I forgot her name. but I think her name was Michaela Fox, and she was on Daughter of Yahweh's channel in her community post, and she changed her name. She made a video about basically Shawna from Change is Coming did a video, did a community post a long time ago mentioning her sister's name, whose name is Mashanti, and I forgot her YouTube channel's name. She hasn't uploaded like a year or 2 years, but she decided to randomly gaslight her, randomly out of nowhere, for no reason at all whatsoever. And her sister Michaela made a video, an hour-long video of basically why she doesn't follow Change is Coming, and she's sorry that basically she introduced anybody to her at all whatsoever, etc. I'll put a link to that. I'm not going to really sit here and try and explain it, even though it's an hour long. You might want to speed watch it. But that happened, and what else was it? That happened, and she basically explained like Shawna from Change is Coming, all this other stuff, and the lady was she's the girl was basically bawling her tears out, was hysterical, and it sounds like she's about to have an anxiety or panic attack. But basically, what will make somebody sit there and gaslight somebody and say all this stuff about Mashanti, Mashanti, that's her name, yeah, and her sister Michaela. So I gotta put a link to all that. You gotta see what I mean just by like watching the link or whatever. But that happened, and then there's also the fact I think she mentioned my name. She mentioned that basically Daughter of Yahweh would get left behind. Don't know if she's going, well, now I can't even. I'm not speaking for Daughter of Yahweh. But she said that Daughter of Yahweh get left behind. And she said that basically I had satanic practices. And now I'm bringing it all back to me because I want to sit here and debunk all this. So she called me a Satanist. In which case, anybody, I have a book, you can look it up on, you can just type in Paul Truther, and basically you'll find a book. It's called The Spiritual Life of Paul Webster. You can buy that book, read on, you don't have to buy a physical copy. You can just read that book for yourself, and my whole entire life story is in that book. There are errors, obviously, in that book, but since I did it so long ago. And I also have it, if you scroll through my videos, I talked about my testimony and stuff. You know, she called me a Satanist, which I don't take lightly. I'm not going to sit here and explain all this stuff because I'm not trying to sit there and have this stuff be an hour long. But I'm not a Satanist. I used to do witchcraft. I used to do black magic. I lost my virginity to a succubus. I used to have out-of-body experiences. A lot of the stuff I've talked about. The devil even came to me saying, to sell my mom out for $25 million. Also came to me again with another contract of basically trying to clone me. And a lot of other stuff. So I'm not a Satanist. I mentioned before on my channel, like a long time ago, 2 years ago, and I mentioned, or 2019 or 2020, and I said that basically, this is what I do. I write dark stuff as in, I'm not a horror fanatic. I just like horror. I like good horror, not stuff that has like demons and witchcraft in it. A guy I follow that's called The Scariest Movie Ever, he's the same thing. He likes a good horror movie. And, not all horror movies are demonic. Because this stuff goes back to the 40s or 30s, I think. But the point is, I've talked about openly about who I am, what I do. I've told people before, don't come on my page and on my Instagram page. And then lo and behold, you see me talking about whatever because I've been open about my life. I'm open about my life. I'm an open book. I've also sat there and stated that multiple times that basically, what else was it? It was that, what I do, who I am. I write books. Obviously, I express myself. I don't have a filter. I express myself, who I am. You got to take all that stuff to God. And pretty much that's it. I don't tempt people into sin or whatever the case it is. Don't do all that. And I've said some stuff that I regret saying, but I told myself a long time ago that I'm not going to censor myself. I'm not going to delete anything that's from all the 9, excluding my spiritual book. all the 8 books that I have, 7 or 8 poetry books that I have. I'm not going to sit there and delete any of it just because people want to sit here and Christianize my life and be all goody two shoes, whatever the case it is. I express how I express myself. It's my personal walk with God, and that's pretty much it. Every time I've written, and also another thing I also wanted to mention is that I'm writing a horror book now. I've written over almost 1,000 pages. If you can't sit there and read 1,000 pages and you only see what's on my Instagram, which that's that's not even a third of what I've written, go somewhere else. I'm not going to sit here cussing my video, whatever the case it is. Go somewhere else. I told you ahead of time of who I am, what I do. I'm not for you. God still speaks to me, and I'm right about everything when God speaks to me. And I also use, words of encouragement and stuff. But that's pretty much it. You don't like me, whatever the case it is. I don't really care if people like me. I could care less. But don't come on my page trying to sit here and trying to expose something that I've already can sit here and openly have a talk about, discussion about. I've told multiple people on my page. It's almost like 20, 30 people. Everyone knows that I love Jesus and all this other stuff and who I am and the stuff I write. But outside of that, dark stuff aside, I do talk about real stuff. Like I wrote something where I talked about human sex trafficking. I talk about these things. I just don't, what the stuff that I've written about, like with sex alone, is like less than 200 pages. It's like 100 something pages. So once again, there you go. But pertaining to Shawna from Change is Coming, even though I put a link to Mashayla's video, a long time ago, some lady on my name, on my Instagram, her name was Claire something, Montero, whatever the case it is. And I actually am name dropping because this stuff annoys me. She came from YouTube, and before she came on my YouTube, I mentioned it previously before 2 years ago that, not to come on my page and explaining why. I'm not about to repeat myself. She came on my Instagram, and lo and behold, I posted something in my stories. It was about Nickelodeon had a video of the guy that played the original Steve, I think that's his name, on Blue's Clues, the original guy, the guy I grew up on. And all he was doing was giving a positive word of encouragement, all this other stuff. And basically, that was pretty much it. Nothing satanic about it. No, all CNI, none of that stuff. He was just saying that, I'm sorry I've been gone. I'm real glad that you guys are growing up or whatever the case it is. And because a lot of people that are my age and probably younger or older, they grew up with Blue's Clues, the original guy. And that's all he was saying. That was it. This lady comes on my page. I don't know if she sent it to her or what, but this lady comes on my page, messages me and says that, but Blue's Clues is satanic. Like a religious nut job, a religious fanatic. And absolutely, and prior to that, before she even came on my page, never posted anything about Blue's Clues. But posted this in my stories. She messages me and she decides to follow me, whatever the case is. Didn't really care because I assumed that you assume the risk that you possibly might get offended or you might actually flip or whatever the case is, because I'm an unfiltered person. I'm a filtered person on YouTube, but on Instagram where I write my stuff and express myself, I'm an unfiltered person. So I assume that she assumed the risk, right? She's messaging me saying that the first words that come to her mind basically are Blue's Clues is satanic. And I almost went off. And I almost blocked her, but I didn't. And I said that, I forgot what I said, but it wasn't nothing rude or disrespectful. And basically left it at that. Had another video I posted on my on my business page where I was cussing and stuff. She came in my comment section trying to sit there and basically govern my life and saying, please don't cuss or whatever the case it is and blah, 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 blah. And I sat there in my mind. I'm like, I deleted her comment. And at that point, I blocked her. But there was that. And then there was a poem I wrote, which is about an incubus sleeping with a woman or whatever the case is, a sexual poem. And initially, how that happened was something told me to basically take it down or whatever. But I was just like, whatever, screw it. I'll live with the consequences. But basically, it was God, but I did not basically just say, I'm responsible for who I am, what I write, whatever the case it is. People got a problem with it, they can take it up with me, whatever the case it is. You sit out here trying to expose somebody, but you can't sit here and talk to somebody about it. It ain't going to do nothing for you. And so, that happened. And I guess, I don't know if she sent it to her, to Shawna, or whatever the case is, don't really care. But then she posts basically on her community page that basically about how sick and disgusting it is, or whatever the case is, or whatever the case. Even though my audience is accustomed to me writing dark stuff, I have a whole entire fan base. When I say it's my business page, I have a fan base. I went viral on the internet like 3-4 times already. But that, and so that happened, and pretty much then she decided to cherry pick my page, the poem I had, which I totally forgot the name of it because I remember it's about an incubus sleeping with a woman. The poem I had, basically she took that, and then she also decided to screenshot basically, and this is where the whole false prophet thing goes in. You decide to cherry pick my page, what I write, who I am, even though I've told everybody who I am, when at the time when that poem existed, basically there's other stuff on my page that talked about basically self-prevention of suicide, talking about my life, me expressing myself, a lot of stuff that didn't talk about sex, which my audience, once again, is accustomed to. And lo and behold, she decides to sit there, use that, just that one thing, to sit there and out me. And then my profile picture, which is me in a pink shirt with a unicorn, and it's like a hand with a unicorn. It has a rainbow, and it says something. It has a cuss word in it. And she tries to sit there and say all that, and then she has basically a book that I wrote, which basically it's called The Extraordinary Brown Skin from the Dark Side of the Rainbow. In which case, if you type in my name, Paul Truther, I had to change my name for a lot of reasons because I had people trying to sit there and cancel my whole entire career, 2 million people. But I'm not going to get into that. But so if you actually type in my name, Paul Truther, on Amazon, and you actually read what is in the bio, it tells you that this is a poetry book with 4 horror stories. And the person who did my stuff did the artwork for me. And that was pretty much it. And then her oldest daughter, a bunch of other people were sitting over there trying to sit there with her little cult following, the people that worship her as a god, which she's fallen now. So where is your god? But anyway, but tried to sit there and say that I'm a false prophet. They were praying that basically I was a false prophet and that they were they were praying for my downfall. Had other people sitting over here saying harsher words when I almost got canceled by 2 million people on Twitter. Her oldest daughter sat there and said that basically it was like she was reading a spell, which I don't do witchcraft. Once again, I even have my audience can sit there. Well, the people that I talk to can sit there and tell you I don't do witchcraft. Anyway. That this is also the same person that had an abortion. But anyway, there's that. And I'm not saying that to sit there and throw a stone at that person. But there's that. And then there's also the fact of basically my shirt and what I was wearing. I picked my shirt out. I was in Spencer's one day, or whatever the case is, since I'm a goofy person, have a goofy personality and all this other stuff. Basically, I'm a comedic person. I like the shirt, picked it out. Wasn't no blasphemous thing towards God, no middle finger, none of that stuff. It's just a shirt, bro. That's it. It's just a shirt. And you're cherry picking my profile because of what again? And once again, I've been open with this stuff. And I've also talked about how basically I plan on doing comedy and all this other stuff. And I have skits written down, outfits, all this other stuff. It's just basically time and all this other stuff that I have to do. I'm an unfiltered person, meaning I'm going to be an unfiltered comedian. Being a Christian comedian is not realistic, and it's also cheesy as I don't know what, and it's also corny. It's corny. It's not realistic. But that, and so she decides to sit there and post that, and then after she does all of that, she tries to do an apology thing or whatever the case it is. Which I'll let that go. After that, pretty much I cut ties with her, and I lost like a ton of people, which I don't even care at this point. That, and then time passes. Had a grudge, and I was actually pissed because I still kept getting messages and stuff from people I didn't. That I kept telling people like, "Yo, like, why are you talking to me?" People are trying to sit there and try and think that because they follow this person for so long that they actually might think that I'm into witchcraft or I'm actually out here, sleeping with anybody, everybody, or whatever the case it is. In which case, bro, if you ever feel that type of way towards an individual or me personally, you should probably shut your mouth, go to God, and you should actually pray to God, and God will tell you who I am. And you should ask for multiple confirmations. I'm not a type of person to sit there. I talk to multiple people, but I'm not the type of person to just sleep with somebody. I don't do all that, especially now with all this stuff going on. But point is, had people messaging me about that stuff, and I told them, the truth. And I told them that basically I don't like this person, don't know who you are, whatever the case it is. And I would tell them, I don't want to block you. I don't want to delete. I don't want to block you. Don't want to put you in my stories and make you seem as some religious nut job. I don't want to sit here and do any of this because as much as I say that, I really don't want to do that. And I just block people. But that happened. And then what else was there? So that happened, time passed or whatever. I forgave her, said love her, whatever the case it is. And then basically, after I pretty much said that comment, she does another community post, basically setting everything on fire. I totally forgot what she said, to be real. But I know basically she brought me up with Cammy from Daughter of Yahweh in the same paragraph, whatever. Don't know these people in real life. And basically called me a Satanist, went from saying, a kind gesture and all this other stuff and said that she impacted my life, changed my life, which she did, because now I know the full picture and I'm not really concerned about anything, to now call me a Satanist. And then here's this, and here's the other part of where she also is a false prophet. Basically, my channel, I talked about it for the longest on my channel for I think a year and some change or 2 years. And I sat there and I said that I had a dream where basically my channel got flagged and my channel will almost get deleted. I got a strike on my channel. I went from getting a warning to getting a strike on my channel. And the reason why I got a strike on my channel is because basically I posted a video of, these people that basically are taking the mark of the beast, these governments, these governors or whatever the case it is. It is legal for these people to basically turn you, to take your body, dig you up. And this is in certain states in America, just in America. I don't know about across the world. They can take your body, dig you up, turn you into sludge, and put whatever they've been, once they turn you into sludge, and put your dead remains, whatever the case it is, on fertilizer. And it's like Soylent Green, the movie, where Soylent Green is people. I got a strike for that on my channel, and I went on her oldest daughter's page, and I sat there and I told her that, it was something important, whatever, and, what I just said, what obviously was important. And I said this, and basically, she told her mom, and then, lo and behold, basically, Shawna from Change is Coming, made a post about me. I don't know what it was. I totally forgot. And this is literally right after my channel almost ends up getting deleted. I couldn't comment on anything to save my life. I think the only thing I could do was basically comment on my post. That was it. But I couldn't comment on stuff. I couldn't post for I think it was 2 weeks. And if you don't know, that basically once YouTube gives you a warning or a strike, and they're not going to do the 3 strikes or whatever, they basically delete your channel. And so was panicking about that. I had hundreds of videos at that time, the messages out there or whatever, but I was going to save them and put on another channel, which I have, but I pretty much didn't, still got to upload this stuff. But that was gone. That everything that I've worked for basically was gone, literally. And so there's that. And that's another thing about a false prophet. When a true prophet falls, a false prophet will rejoice in them falling, in which case that's what she did. And I wouldn't be surprised if you can't find it on her community posts, because she's been deleting a lot of stuff, in which that's what she does. And then here's the other part, and this is where it came to actually bite her. And there's another individual that I want to sit here and say that I'm not going to mention his name, and I had to talk him out of killing himself. He was going to kill himself after the harsh words of what she said to him, which I forgot. But no, she said that basically, I don't need to apologize to you. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. You're never going to get an apology. And he came on her page when her comment section was active, and he said that basically, your words hurt me, or whatever the case it was. He came back. He's arguing with somebody, and I'm going to mention her name in a minute. And what was it? But then when he said that he almost committed suicide, he basically, she said that, oh, well, you should talk to your pastor about that. That's a big F you to your face, considering the fact that you just told this man that you're not going to ever get an apology. And this is a person that almost led somebody to kill themselves. Even though he forgave her, let it go, and had to talk him out of it, and said that people like that are never going to change. And there's no point of arguing with those type of people, looking up to these type of people, and even praying for these types of people, because they don't care. So there's that. And then there's a woman he was arguing with. Her name was Praying Manticos. In which case, if you type in Manticos, type in praying, as you know, praying, and Manticos, Mantikos. I think that's how you spell it. Go on her page. She had a video reacting to this individual, the stuff that happened, where Shawna change is coming, starts saying that this person has false doctrine, or whatever the case is. When really, if you watch her on Praying Manticos' page, there's no false doctrine from what I can remember. Even though my memory, I could be wrong on that, but she hasn't posted a video in like months or years, or like in a year. Said whatever about this person, and then pretty much once that pretty much happened, she brought my name up. Cammy from Daughter of Yahweh's name up, and then she brought Praying Manticos' name up, and then pretty much Shawna from Change is Coming Now, Change is Coming Soon. She had a Facebook page, and this is the real sign of a true prophet. Basically, I used to look up her Facebook page every now and then basically on her Facebook page, this individual after she said what she said about Praying Manticos, she apparently got backlash from it, because you can't even look up her Facebook anymore. I think she deleted her Facebook completely, because the comments she was getting. So even though the comments were disabled on her YouTube section, it wasn't deleted on her Facebook. In which case her Facebook's gone. And then ever since that whole Praying Manticos happening, that stuff happened, basically, mother of God, my throat is dry. After that happened, she didn't delete all her comments. She turned off all the comments, basically, in her comment section on her community post from her old page, which she already did that previously before. But on her new page, she disabled the comment section completely. And she also basically, what else did she do? And she even took off the comments in her community post and in her videos. And that's how you know somebody is a false prophet. When basically you run to the hills, and basically you make sure nobody can oppose you by turning off your comment section. And even her oldest daughter, I don't know if her oldest daughter basically has a Facebook page or whatever now, but she used to. She would repost her mom all the time, and lo and behold, I don't even know if her oldest daughter has a Facebook page anymore. And so there's that. And that's pretty much else it. That's pretty much it. Shawna from Change is Coming is a false prophet. And as of recently, what she said, I covered that at the beginning of this video. Yeah, she's a false prophet. And if you're following that individual, don't follow that person. She also said something. She would also say like a lot of mixed messages from what people have told me. And then she also has like videos. I remember somebody that follows her page. I don't know if she said this or not, or whatever the case is. Not gonna put words in her mouth. But she said something about how basically she saw Jesus coming to earth, and he had an S on his chest or something. I don't know. I could be butchering that, or that person could have just said couldn't have said the right thing or whatever. But point is, an S on his chest, that's Superman. Like, obviously, she said something about him having a red cape, which I have in my shorts, but that was when I was actually talking to her. before she went overboard or whatever the case it is. But that and there's that. And what else is there? And I think that's pretty much it. And in terms of Michaela Fox, forgot to mention this. I forgot her sister's name. Mashanti is her sister's name. But I actually know the truth about that situation. Not going to explain all that. But what will make somebody sit there and gaslight somebody in her community post and say that this person is stalking you? And also sit there and say that her family practices witchcraft, and that part, well, I'm not going to talk about that part because I don't want to butcher anything. But there's that, and then there's also the fact of basically she said her sister astral projected into her room while she was sleeping, and her youngest sister came out and said that that was completely false. That's like a false rape accusation you giving to somebody, and then at that point, that's when all her credibility went downhill. So that. Then there's these videos on her old channel how basically she wanted to basically make out with Jesus, which is weird, and that already gave me bad vibes. Which it was something about basically how she would see Jesus, and then basically if she wanted to tongue kiss Jesus or whatever the case it was, and Jesus said that basically if I were to do that, that wouldn't make me a virgin, the virgin and whatnot. And so I thought that was pretty unsettling when I would listen to her old stuff at my job and whatnot. You wanted to make out with the Son of God. That's out there. What was it? It was that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. And I also wanted to sit here and say that since I don't affiliate with these people and whatnot, that I learned a lot from Shawna Change is Coming. I'm not going to sit here and discredit her from that or whatever. But and then there's another thing too. I also want to sit here and say that now since her comment section is disabled, nobody can talk to her, reach out to her, or whatever the case it is, and can say anything. But the only way where you can even remotely sit there and say something to Shawna from Change is Coming is her Cash App, her PayPal, or whatever the case it is. If you basically have to sit there and you have to pay someone, if you have to pay to talk to someone, that person is a false prophet. I have almost 200 videos now on my YouTube now, and basically you can comment on any of my posts, and there's a 90% chance I'll respond to you, and I also do get spam because I did get a porn thing, advertisement on my latest live stream, which I deleted. That was spam, but there's a 90% chance I'm going to respond to you, and if I don't have the answers to it, or whatever the case it is, I don't have the answers to it because I'm not God, which is why I always emphasize in my videos, go to God about this. And so that, and yeah, so if you got to sit there and pay for somebody, you shouldn't even be following that person, to be real. And that, what else was there? And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that Claire chick that I mentioned in my videos, I forgot her name. Don't really care to bother her name. I blocked her on my Instagram. But it's the same individual that's screenshotting stuff. If she did that, I'm on my page saying Blue Clues is satanic, but you're sitting over here kissing somebody that has the mark of the beast. It's like, so there's that. And what? And even with that Claire chick, she said stuff about her, calling her a witch. And even though that's not true, now I don't know about her situation or whatever the case it is, but I pray to God that she doesn't have the mark of the beast and have AIDS. But that, what else was there? I'm trying to sit here and think. And then she would also, Shawna from Change is Coming Soon would sit there and say stuff about the water, not drinking the water, all this other stuff. But then Michaela had a video on that. She has a video talking about the water. You would sit there, say all that, but then you're saying that in order to wash out whatever was in your mouth, you have to use water. So how can you do all that when the water is poison? Which I want to sit here and come on, and I'm going to sit here and talk about, actually am going to sit here and talk about that. It's like, if you have the seal of God, you're not going to be affected by this stuff. God knows that you have to eat, you have to drink water, and that you can't, and that you would die without water and food, basically. And then people go and sit there and say that, even if you use purification pills, or even if you got a filter from a fridge or a filter, basically, it still wouldn't mean anything, or whatever the case is. I'm here to sit here and tell you that don't listen to people like that. That's fear mongering. Obviously go to God and whatnot, but currently, right where we're at right now, the water's good, it's fine, but that's up to you. Now, if you hear basically God sitting over there telling you, not to drink the water from wherever, you probably shouldn't be doing it. But in terms of basically in New York, the tap water, basically, I could probably get banned for this. I don't even give a crap at this point, but almost cuss. But the tap water in New York, basically, the new governor, a black dude, was sitting over there saying, basically, drink the tap water, whatever the case is. And then I think maybe 10 people caught polio. But with these 10 people, you don't know about these 10 people. People are saying that, the water's poison. Now it has polio, whatever the case it is. This gets into something called the seal of God, and God covering you and God protecting you. And I use tap water all the time to cook food in my house or whatever, because I threw my filter away. And even then, I'm not about to sit here constantly use filtered water. I gotta make stuff to eat and whatnot. And I'm fine. I don't have polio. So there you go. And I'm not, yeah. So there you go. And in terms of sitting over there and basically coming up with these solutions to basically, they have stuff where you can basically get byproducts that basically it filters the water or whatever the case it is. They have a shower thing where you could use it on Amazon. They got a bunch of other stuff. In which case, I sitting over here and tell you that you think that these people, with these alternatives that these people have on Amazon, that they're not poisoning and stuff. So that I think that's almost it. I just wanted to clear my name, and I don't like being brought up with this person. And somebody sat there and said, it was a dude, Hispanic dude, tried to sit there and say that I'm a false prophet and that basically I'm living my life in sin, in which case, outside of children until a certain age, until a certain age, I think I'm right about that part. When they're babies, or when they're developing, or whatever the case it is, children are sinless. But, everybody outside of that, everybody lives their life in sin. It says in the Bible that everybody falls short of the glory of God. I'm always getting this backlash, all this other stuff about basically people saying that, I don't really care if people call me a false prophet, don't care. But people affiliating me with her, and I don't even talk to this person. I don't even have this person's number, yet alone her email. So, and this person actually just today came out and contradicted everything that they built their ministry on, and it was said that the shift change, the 144,000, and the rapture is something that's it's for a future generation, and it's not going to happen in our lifetime. What? That's a red flag. So, that, and I think that's pretty much it, basically. And yeah, so it was me. So, and this is how you know somebody, and that's another thing. I had to comment on somebody's page. I comment on Mashayla's video, which I'll give a link to her stuff in a minute when I'm done with this. And I sat there and commented, and I said, quit trying to sit here and justify somebody's cruel, messed up actions because they're a crappy person with a I wanted to cuss, but with a crappy personality, and they have a crappy character, and they're not even credible anymore of what they say. Quit trying to justify these people. Let these people speak up for themselves. She's an adult, a grown woman, and yeah, that's it. It was me, Mashayla, Mashanti, daughter of Yahweh, praying Nancy Coast, and another individual whose name I'm not going to mention. That's 6 people that basically this person just got trigger happy and said that either she didn't like them for whatever reason, was calling them a moron, whatever the case it is, or she's calling them a witch or a Satanist, and that's a complete lie. It's a lie. Trying to falsely accuse people and slandering people. And this is why I said, even though if you've gotten this far, this is why I said in one of my videos a long time ago, and then the next day it happened. I had a vision that basically God came to me one day, and God came to me one day, and I was at a wedding. Shawna from Change is Coming was wearing a white dress, and she was at the podium, had a list of people's names, and my name was brought up, Saint Webster. She said my name, Saint Webster. And she was at a wedding, but there were empty seats. And daughter of Yahweh was going up to oppose her, or whatever the case is, and was saying that this is wrong, or whatever the case it is. But then right was when I was about to sit there and say something, Jesus appeared before me, put his hand in front of my chest, and said, "Stop, I'll handle it." And he didn't have a pleasing look on his face. And the next day, she decided to sit there and gaslight praying Nancy Coast. And that's pretty much what her, after she did that, basically, I think when she deleted her Facebook and she disabled her comments, disabled her Facebook, and that was pretty much it. And I also said in that dream that basically I saw two twin angels. One of them was wearing a white suit, one of them was wearing a black suit, and that was pretty much it. And they went out to expose her, and they did. The person whose name I refuse to mention in this video, I told him about this, and he saw it happen before. We saw it happen before our eyes. So there you go. And that also explains like why now, if you go on her page, why her views aren't matching her subscriber account, or she doesn't have as many views. She's not talking about anything important because God has distanced himself. I'm not putting my foot in God's mouth, but God has probably distanced himself from talking to her because you slandered 6 people like it was nothing. You're on a killing spree like it's nothing. You didn't care what you were doing. You didn't repent, and you couldn't even. And then you sit there, you say one thing, and then you're saying the other, which once again giving mixed messages. That's what a false prophet will sit there and do. You'll come out and make a video for something, then in your community post, which is what a current thing she does do. She'll say something in her community post, and it's the complete opposite of what she's saying. But you have to pay attention and read in between the lines of what she's saying. So there you go. And then I also said a long time ago on Shayla's video, it was a recent comment that happened weeks ago, since today is the 1st. And I sat there and said that basically Shawna from Change is Coming Soon. She was basically saying how people, large amounts of people were unfollowing her. Well, there's this thing called Social Blade. It's a thing where you kept people's subscriber accounts, how much they get paid, or whatever the case it is. Look it up. And basically, I think it was the month of August or July, and whichever month it was, Shawna from Change is Coming Soon. She lost 777 people in one single day. They all unfollowed her in unison. In unison, they all unfollowed her in unison, and she started complaining about it, crying about it, and she started, somebody told me that she started saying that it's because she's a woman doing ministry and stuff. It's because no, it's because God is actually talking to people and telling people that you're a false prophet. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, don't affiliate with me with this person. I mean, if you follow this person, you have free will. You can sit here and do whatever. But I would highly, after what she said now, that the rapture, the shift change, and the 144,000 are for a future generation, unfollow that person. So yeah, hope you got something from this. Don't like that person. Don't wish ill on this person. I just don't talk to this person. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, so yeah, hope you got something from this. And also want to sit here and say that now, with all the stuff, the work that she has done, I can't sit here and say all this, that the stuff that she's talked about, the shift change and multiple dimensions and stuff, this stuff has transcended her channel, and this stuff is all out in your face now, and you can see it for yourself. So there is legitimacy behind all of that. So have no idea what happened with that person. Don't care. Could care less. But yeah, there you go. So I'm done with this. I just wanted to clear my name on this. Me finally speaking out. And yeah. And so yeah, that's all I got to say. Hope you have a blessed day.